Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. We're playing with the Ashes of Malmouth expansion as a summoner necromancer that uses quite a bit of vitality based damage skills. Today we're gonna head towards the village of Darkvale, maybe even towards the gate. But first I have done the little bit of grinding in between episodes to get myself at least 3 chthonic seals of binding. No, simply heading through the blood grove, killing lots of cultists and chthonians, and eventually you get enough of those. So let's hand them in and then get ourselves the next mission from the Order of Death's Vigil. So what do you want? We need to gather some essence, and the essence was this from the side dungeon? Yeah, Fort Haron. That's the general vicinity. Oh, it's a little off to the side of Darkvale. But we can still advance. Yeah, it's actually a nice thing. We can have a look at the map here. So Darkvale is there to the top left. Fort Haron is more or less to the top, and Griver's Mill is to the west. We've got quests in all directions. But first though, let's head to the top right, not because we have a mandatory quest there, but because there is a fun side quest over there. And I don't do all the side quests, but some of them are just fun to do. I've got a little bit of a weak spot for killing demons in caves. That's, what can I say, everybody has their own things that they enjoy a bit more than other things. And killing demons in caves is, I don't know, there's something to it. I wonder how many demons will be stuck in caves in the expansion. Let's see, we need to be over there. So let's brave our health over here. Maybe I should step aside a little bit. Okay, wonderful. And take some refuge here. Grab that one. Go over there and let's keep going. Wonderful. Grab that one. So I could have just gone the other way around, but this is more fun. Also, ooh, another crystal. So there is a quest that actually does send you off to the right, because there is a quest arc for some faction, and might even be for the Necromancers. I'm not entirely sure of it. I don't remember going through it in my previous playthrough, and that was with the Order of the Kaiman's Chosen. But for this one, we need to be over here in a little mining town, something. Nope. You are a little angry. The skeletons are still doing a very good job of just providing a boatload of damage.
That skill's not ready.
Reap Spirit is nice for just pulling a tank effectively, literally out of thin air. And in between, we're reasonably capable of tanking. We only have just about 5,000 life. It's not a boatload of life. We don't really have a lot of armor and other mitigating factors to really make us a tank, but we regain a fair amount of life, so we can tank a little bit. We're like an off tank. So hello there, stranger. You don't have the look of a cultist about you. Well, no, really. I'm here to stop them. Need any help? Yes. Here's the dynamite. We're helping a lady in need. Of course we do. That's what a gentleman does. You help a lady in need. And no, you tricked me. What? Well, I'm not gonna give up. You tricked me. And now you're a wraith. which does quite a lot of AoE, if I remember. Yeah, big blue AoE. I think we saw that before in, what was it again? In the Spined Cove. I think one of the ghosts had a similar ability like that. But still, killing demons or ghosts or whatever it is in these bone-strewn caves, it's just a fun little thing. There's not a lot of games that really take the effort to do things like that. So when you encounter them, it is nice. Right, so that's it. Let's see, some crystals. Did we pick up anything that made it worth our while in terms of loot? Nope, not really. But that's okay. Wasn't bother loot anyway. No, we're actually one portal ahead of this. So, next up, Darkvale. Or not Darkvale, Fort Haron, yes. The other place that is to the north. Because I got a suspicion that with this character playing at the speed that we've been playing at, things are gonna go pretty well. Oh, weapons enchanted by the Order of Death's Vigil, that's always fun, and in a quest I get some bonus points. But I think now we will be able to just run through Fort Haron without too much real opposition. And then continue on a merry way afterwards. And then once we make it to Darkvale, we can probably just slice and dice the Guardian there as well. I'm very, very keen to find out how that goes. So it's similar to Bolvar the Bloodbinder in the Blood Grove. The Gate Guardian is relatively sturdy. Right now, it's more like a race between me and the minions who can kill things faster. Or, yeah, I'm racing my minions to even see if I can reach the enemies before they've already shot them down. So, in terms of clear speed and efficiency, so far, we're doing pretty well. Of course, we'll have to see how this keeps up, because we have maxed out the minion skill already. And we've got a +1 already, and or +1 to all skills, so our power level is maybe a little bit above the curve compared to maybe what another build would have. So we'll have to see how this keeps up, especially once we make it to the new content. I mean, for now we're level 41, correction. That was a ding 41. And I have it written on the note that we were going for the Wendigo. So that is 3 more points in the Shaman Mastery. And then next level, level 42, we grab the Wendigo Tome. Which is going to be a combination of both damage and healing. For, I think, both us and the pets. But we'll have to see exactly how the mechanics work out. Okay, then we just move deeper into the fortress. Hello there, Ghosty. Up on the platform, down from the platform. And then I think in the next room we have a boss already. Wonderful. We're scaring them. And there is Sister Bravna, the Skybreaker. Boom. Now my Bravna. Mask of Delirium. +2 to deadly aim. Chance of confused retaliation. That is interesting. They hit me. They got a 15% chance to get confused, which then has a chance in turn to turn them against their friends, which is a very nice way to distract enemies. Other than that though, it boosts pierce damage. There's no real health or regen bonuses out of it. It's just attack speed, cast speed, maybe a little bit of projectile avoidance. That is defensive, disruption protection. It's a very different form of defenses than I traditionally go for. Much more active, especially with the madness ability. That just for confuses targets for 1 to 6 seconds in a 4-meter radius. Interesting. Oh, it's a nice find. Also nice to find a number of these ordered strongboxes. And then we pick up some more dynamite, and given just how fast we were going, let's run back through here as well. And that was a dead end, but there's a green item there, so I must have it. Okay, just to scare you and your friends. Wonderful. And that gets us back to the main path. Okay, cool. So, as you can see, relatively quick side quest. So we can hand it in, and then after that be on our merry way towards the west. So quickly pass by Griver's Mill, kill a bunch of bloodthirsty footballs, and after that we can truly go for Darkvale. Wait. Okay. So for those of you who have been screaming at their screens for the past couple of minutes, I do apologize. Remember that little side dungeon thing where we were at the beginning of the episode? Where I mentioned like, hey, you know, this path off to the right, that you don't really have to go, but it is kind of fun to go there, and we might even have to go there at some point. Well, that was actually where this was gonna go. I glanced over this, I spotted Fort Haron, and just mentally connected the picture back to, okay, we need to go to Fort Haron, but actually, we need to go to the quarry. We need to kill the guardian of the essence of Master Varuk. Could be that we also have to go to Fort Haron afterwards. Okay, just go here, regen, and we can go next. By just using the proper resting points, you don't even need to drink a potion. You can simply do this on your constitution alone. Also there, I think there was a box in the corner, wasn't there? Maybe there's a chance of it spawning. Let's rip a spirit out of that. Then I'd like it, please. Thank you. Then I'm just gonna go back, stand here. We've got minions to shoot at things from a distance. That works rather well. Again, keep your eye out for any kind of strong boxes, things like that. Since they have a habit of just being hidden slightly off the beaten path, and especially in a rather dangerous area like this, you will often be rewarded with lots of bonus chests and things like that, if only you see them. An alert adventurer becomes a rich adventurer. Let's see. I just keep using the spirits to kill these crystals, since it works rather well. Okay, grab one, grab two. This is actually a safe spot, that is nice. Okay, click this. Yep, get out of the burning ground. Wonderful. Okay, just taking a little bit of extra effort here to kill the crystals, kill the enemies. Simply because it's a higher level area and there's a bunch of crystals here and you never ever have enough crystals. I think I might have mentioned that once or twice. Especially now that we have taken the effort of going in here. Might as well just get all the stuff. What's up here? This seems like a back entrance into something. Ah, interesting. I never realized this was a way to go through here. So you just enter the house from the path, and then you can go down here. So you can skip the remainder of the path. That's actually not quite bad. Not quite bad. Okay. And then we continue onwards, and if I remember, then we are pretty close to the boss fight. I think it was a mage, could be a variation of Alaria Starfire, Noveria Stormfire, as I said. Too bad though, we are getting pretty good at killing things, so they didn't really live all that long, and I think there might have been a second one. Yeah, Avenarius the Backbreaker. He's a bit sturdier, a bit more angry. Hello. Okay, Avenarius Smash. If your timing is better than mine, then you could try and get one of those reflections, the Mark of Torment off, just before he hits you. So when he's doing he's getting ready for the overhead smash, that's a perfect time to reflect damage back at him. Especially once you have a higher level version of it, then you're gonna prevent a lot of the damage and reflect quite a lot of it back at him. Downside, of course, it's a purple. Purples tend to have hero armor, so reflection damage is reduced on them, but it's still fun to throw it back at them. And with that, I think we have cleared out everything there is to do in the Stonerend quarry over here. And indeed, we have a nice checkbox next to the quest. So now we can actually hand it in. So with a bit of luck, they're gonna tell me to go over to Fort Haron afterwards to kill someone. In that case, we can just check that off right away, and then we have not really been all that inefficient. If we had to retrieve something, then we might have missed it. But we'll see. Hello, I've gathered your assets. So then I will speak with the keeper. Keeper is in the back here. Keeper of Tomes. What's up? Okay, now, yeah, we need to go onwards to the Tomb of the Archon, which is a little further ahead. That is near Fort Icon, which is where we're getting pretty close to the end of Act 4 there. So for now, we have pushed that one a little further on. So now it is time to quickly run through Griver's Mill, because there's not all that much to do in Griver's Mill. Oh, speaking of things to do, just instantly sidetracking myself again, just as we've gotten back onto the path. It's a nice little secret here that is very easy to miss. But you can enter the river here, and then you can walk through the tube that is underneath the bridge here. And then over here is a vendor. And the vendor tends to sell some more exotic items.
See what's left of my wares.
Blueprint for the skeleton key is something that you can obtain here. So if you haven't gotten it from other means, this is where you can grab it. Now there's a collection of more exotic crafting components that's available here, as well as some blue things with +3 second duration to Call of the Grave. That is our skill that buffs our minions and gives them some health regen. So having an amulet that boosts the duration by 3 seconds is not actually a bad thing. So there's some vitality and ether damage on here, a bit of bleeding, we don't really deal with that. There's no bonus to the pet damage, that is a little unfortunate. On the other hand though, currently this does give our pets 36% to all damage. So another 3 seconds of that means the uptime goes from about half of the time to about 65% of the time. So that's let's see, from 50 to 65, it's 15 percentage points, but it's actually closer to a 30% increase. So you could say that it does compensate for that. On the upside, there's a bit of health regen and some health on there. This one has much better vitality damage, a bit of ether damage, which is less important, but vitality is good. And a very healthy amount of fire resistance. Though this is one we can't afford, the other one we can, but luckily we do have a full inventory full of items. So let's +1 to mock Drogon's Pact or enjoy the resists. This is a interesting trade-off. Let's postpone that until a bit later. Bit of fatality damage, bit of this is not really that great. This one is the wrong elements. It's very nice in this case if all the items are just completely useless, because that means no temptations. Ooh, this one is tempting again. We have a +1 to all skills and Necromancer on our current offhand, so that is very, very useful since it just gives us a lot of power across the board. This one has +1 to skeletons, so that's like a pity price compared to the epic we have. And there's nothing else on it. The bonus to pets is nice. Maybe even better than what's on the Pedala's Will. And of course the summoning of the Reckless Guardian, which has Life Leech built into it, and it has a AoE heal actually. That's what we used to have. But I don't think this is really all that much of an upgrade. This one is just rubbish in stats, and this is the wrong element. Same here, just the offhand that does not compare. Okay, now we're getting to Carmen's badges. That's fire and lightning, that is good. Just the wrong kind of elements again. So effectively that means they are made of money. Which means we now have enough money. Oh, we went from 25 or so to 35,000. So in this case that would be an upgrade, and our Call of the Grave will last longer. Cool. What's currently in here? The Ether Soul. That is one I will want to preserve and just rip it out later once we're back in town. Let's see, anything else? In terms of weapons, that's another point before I got distracted. You can get some weapons here that have bonuses to skills. And things like these spectral longswords, they are specific ingredients that are required by some crafting items or crafting recipes that make higher end weapons. So if you have a recipe that needs like a troll bone crusher, this is a good place to get it.
See you around.
So that's it. Let's move forward. I think this is definitely the episode of all kinds of interesting distractions. I mainly try to keep this series focused and on just going forward, trying to make our way towards Act 4. And then after that, of course, to Act 5, because I do want to see the new content. On the other hand, there's just so many interesting and fun things in the world of Grim Dawn that I just can't help myself but get distracted by a lot of the fun things. Okay. Lots and lots of loot. Still have our minions, that is good. Okay, let's just scare them a little bit. Boom. There's a lot of explosions and things like that going on here. Our tankier pets are slowly getting whittled down, so I might as well just resurrect them. And then just march into town. More seals of binding. Bloodsworn Codex. Total damage modified by 8% to summon Briarthorn. Oh, that's a thing that I counted it on a couple of the new skills and some of the skill modifiers earlier on. I wasn't quite sure what it meant, but effectively it's just a more damage modifier. So in this case, Briarthorn does 8% more damage. That's basically what it does. Did we kill all of them? Yes, we did. The quest is up to date. The pop-up is not quite. So that means we can move north to the gates of Darkvale. And let's see. You're getting distracted by something in the house. Nah, just a couple of them. I think the specific reason why I had been talking about it was the Harvester of Death. It reduces your range, gives a 30% main hand damage and total damage modified by 20%. So my understanding is what it does, it reduces the range of Bone Harvest from 9 down to 6 meters. And it gives you an additional 30% main hand damage, so that is on top of the 126 that's already here, which does scale with level. And then the total damage is again modified by 20%, so it increased by 20%, and all physical damage is converted to cold. I've been playing a Reaper build, so that's Necromancer with Nightblade, that uses that variation of Bone Harvest in combination with Shadow Strike, that is a teleport skill that backstabs enemies, and Pneumatic Breath, that's the Nightblade skill that on the one hand it gives you a little bit of health regen, but most importantly it increases your attack and movement speed, so you keep Pneumatic Breath up all the time. That effectively allows you to just zip through levels. Whenever you see an enemy at the edge of your screen, you you teleport backstab towards it. Hello everybody. And then once you're on top of them, then you hit them with over the head with a Bone Harvest that effectively does about half, 50% or so more damage due to all the bonuses. It's a shorter range, but it does more damage in that shorter range. And so far the damage is pretty well, and it plays very nice. It's really smooth, it's really aggressive. And now with this build we already have a lot of firepower behind us. Well, literally firepower behind us. With that build you are running and you are teleporting, so you are moving even faster. You don't really have the backing of an army of minions, because I'm playing that one without minions so far. But so far I don't really need it, because the build is so aggressive all of its own. No, that's once again one of the things I do enjoy in Grim Dawn, that builds can be, that each class has multiple playstyles that are possible, and that the combination of different classes will allow even more different playstyles. So no, the Necromancer on the one hand, it's a summoner, on the other hand it's a spellcaster, but it definitely also can be played as a melee character. And no, the combination with a soldier, it's called Death Knight for a reason. That's definitely intended to be a meleeer. Some lore here. That's free experience. I always enjoy free experience. We need to go there because like that. Oh, come on, I want to go below deck, not above. The concept of height is a little fuzzy in the game. Sometimes not entirely clear. The game is not entirely clear exactly where you are. Bloodsworn and Codex. Oh, that's the bathhouse lore. Let's walk towards it. So yeah, this is not quite the bathhouse where I would enjoy spending some time. It's a bit too bloody for my taste. So this is where the cultists in secret at first, openly later on, just bled the other villagers just dry to collect blood for their god Cthulhu. Yeah, not nice people. And there is Zarya, the blood carver. Okay, it looks like we're doing a reasonable job here of just absolutely massacring him. Exactly. That was Zarya. Normally, she stays around a little while longer than this. But that doesn't really matter. So we've made it to the Darkvale gate, and I think this is going to be a nice point to call it at the end of an episode. We have one quest to hand in back in Homestead, and I don't think there's going to be a follow-up for it, but we can double check. Wonderful. The mill is clear. We got a little bit of Black Legion reputation. There you have it. We had some fun in the extended region around the Blood Grove. No, some fun in the Morton's Cave, Morton's Claim Cave, then in the quarry, Griver's Mill, Fort Haron, Village of Darkvale. It's I really do enjoy that because the build plays so fun and we can move through areas rather quickly, that we can actually do a lot of different things in a single episode. So well, it's just high intensity of fun, which is the best intensity of fun. But with that, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching, and I definitely hope to see you again next episode. Bye bye.